Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video I'm going to review the last episode of Kenobi. Well, kind of review. You guys know how I do things. I do my general review, then I do my positive and my negatives of the episodes. With exception up to like 4, where I was like too disappointed in it. Um, so in this video I'm going to do the positives. So I did enjoy seeing like Baru in here because we had like up to this point 5 episodes, and we only got like see like Aunt Peru once in the entire series, right? But it was only for like 5 seconds. So I was happy to see more of Aunt Peru's like because like she's definitely like to me one of the most important characters in Star Wars. She essentially raised the same man who turned one of the most evil men in the galaxy to the light side. And through that, the most evil, like his master, was destroyed due to that, as well as preserving the Jedi Order. So that's part like she was able to help protect and raise that person, regardless of which canon you're wanting to go into, the Disney canon or the Legends version of canon. She helped protect that boy that would go into that man. And so, in my opinion, like I said, she is one of the most important characters. Her and Owen. So I enjoy seeing Owen again, and I did enjoy the ending where, since we're on the topic of Owen and Beru, where Owen was explaining, was having that conversation with Obi-Wan towards the end of the episode, and Obi-Wan said, Owen said, "Do you want to meet him?" Being the boy, being Luke Skywalker, and so I did enjoy like seeing Obi-Wan and Luke essentially looking at each other. Of course, he does his classic "hello there." So I gotta admit, that was a pretty nice touch. Got me saying, finally, that classic line, because part of me wants to hear that line at least once in the episode, the series. Another thing I liked was they finally had Princess Leia's theme, Darth Vader's theme, or the Imperial March, whichever one you want to call the theme that was playing towards the end of the Vader scene in the last scene of this episode, and the Force theme. I was excited to hear the Imperial March, that's Darth Vader's theme, Princess Leia's theme, and the Force theme. Because I feel like at least the Imperial March, if any, of those three, should have been played at least one time before this episode. But I'm happy that they finally, after 5 episodes before this one, decided to bust that out. And I like seeing Ian McCormick, I forgot, the guy who played the Emperor in Return of the Jedi, the prequels, the remastered version of Empire Strikes Back. I was so happy to see him. I wish that he would have used the voice that Emperor Palpatine had back in the Empire, because this voice that he had kind of felt more so like the Rise of Palpatine than the original trilogy voice, in my opinion. I know I'm being nitpicky, but that's like the only down thing. Also, but I did enjoy seeing the Emperor in the episode. That was a pretty nice touch. And Qui-Gon too. Even though how So I would also mention this in my go into further explanation when I do like what I disliked about this episode. But even though I did enjoy Qui Gon being in here, like seeing him, like him actually getting his like presence acknowledged. Like I said in my general review, I would have like been happy with like Qui Gon saying, "You have done well, Obi Wan," or "I'm proud of you, Obi Wan," and then having the similar like have this conversation hit the similar beats to the one that was in this version. But just hearing Qui Gon's voice, because in the Clone Wars, if we go back in the Clone Wars, Qui Gon did say to Yoda that his training was never um, completed, so he couldn't really manifest the blue aura thing that we saw in like in this episode. But like I said, I'll talk about that a bit more in my why I kind of dislike us. Guess I feel like that's a nitpick better associated for my why I disliked or what could have been improved video for this episode. But nevertheless, I did enjoy them at least acknowledging Qui Gon being part of the Force. Even if I was going to execute it differently, that's just me. I immediately like. And this will also lead into the go into like into negative. What I think that they could have done better video is that but I did enjoy seeing like Obi-Wan actually like that fight between Obi-Wan and Vader. I did enjoy seeing Obi-Wan actually standing his ground more. Because that was one of my nitpicks about the first fight. It didn't really feel much of a fight. I mean it felt like a fight towards Vader's end, but Obi-Wan felt like he was running away. And that kind of made me frustrated a bit. So in this fight, even though, like, if they wanted to fight of the century, I feel like they should have done a bit more. Badass things in this fight, which ultimately leads to the negative end. But I did enjoy Obi-Wan actually standing his ground a bit more against Vader. And then when he slashed, like, I think it was the left side of Vader's helmet. Even though that's that's seriously a rip-off from the Twilight of the Apprentice episode, or whatever episode in Rebels Season 2 when Vader fought Anakin. I mean, Vader fought Ahsoka as she tore up his, like, other side of his mask. That was supposed to, like, I immediately thought of that fight. Of that moment in Rebels. And the reason why I enjoyed it was because of Obi-Wan's reaction. And we could see the guilt, the trauma, oh shit, what did I do? Vibe from Obi-Wan. I could see the shock, the horror that was coming on his, and the instant regret that came onto Obi-Wan's face. And the acceptance of, this isn't the Anakin I knew anymore. Kind of leading into, like, A New Hope. So, for that stance, I did enjoy the film, the fight, even though I guess this does mean that this, like, Vader was still the learner. Like, this fight's supposed to give when I left you, I was supposed to learn it, but now I am the master a bit more. Like I said, if this was supposed to be the fight of the century, which I'll explain more in the next video, then have it be the fight of the century. Yes, for the fight of the century, this seemed lackluster. Revenge of the Sith fight was more of a fight of the century than this fight. I did enjoy seeing Alderaan. The people like the kids who play Luke and Leia here were great. I did enjoy their acting. Um, I did enjoy when Obi-Wan was telling Leia the qualities that she got from Padme and Anakin. I thought that was a nice touch. But then she calls her Obi-Wan, which still kind of irks me a bit. Uh, kind of bugs me a bit, as to say. And maybe I just need time to accept it more. I don't know. But Obi-Wan did say that was I. They did, to their credit, they did try to tie in the fact that Leia knew that at least Leia heard Ben getting called Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan did say that if anyone knew that would put both their lives in danger. Now, even though I'm not a big fan of Leia knowing exactly that Ben Kenobi is Obi-Wan, I gotta give them credit, though. They did at least try to explain things of why within, I'm guessing in 9 years since the show and New Hope, why Leia never mentioned Obi-Wan, and that when for example when her message, "You're my only hope," I guess, and I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to overly compensate in my head. I don't know, but I didn't like that they at least tried to tie to smooth things out. Okay, this is what Leia knew who Obi-Wan was, but this is why she didn't really mention him all this time until the recording that Obi-Wan and Luke will later see through R2-D2. So I did enjoy the attempt that they made to try to tie things together. Whether that worked for me or not, that's a conversation for another time. But I did like their attempt to try to tie things together in this scenario in terms of the annoying and the message and her getting her expression when she said "Ben Kenobi." So, and like I said, I did enjoy seeing Alderaan in this episode, and not only in this episode, but all the other episodes that we saw Alderaan, because that's always been one of my issues with the prequels. Even though I enjoy the prequels are my personal favorite. I grew up on the prequels, but one of my issues with the prequels is that we saw the Alderaan getting blown up in A New Hope. The prequels would have been a great opportunity to have Alderaan. And we only got Alderaan for 5 whole seconds in A New Hope. In Revenge of the Sith. So my complaint has always been, my critique against the prequels was I would have enjoyed seeing Alderaan more. And I'm so happy that we got to see Alderaan a bit more in this episode. So, thank you. But that's really all I really enjoyed from this episode. That I think that's worth noting. Have you guys seen the episode? And I should probably said spoilers. I'm sorry if you guys watch this video. Not knowing this will have spoilers, but yeah, spoiler surprise. Anyways, what do you guys think about this episode? Did you guys what did you guys like about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Hope we have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. And may the force be with us all.